think the biggest evolution in the industry is the world's getting smaller. We need many more collaborations. We need to work in the US, Europe, China, Russia, because really the big challenge is disease, and disease knows no boundaries. You know, we talk about therapeutic areas and regions and countries, but for our patients, they have no boundaries. So the evolution is going to be when we can work together to conquer disease, no matter where it is on the planet.
I believe very strongly that China is poised to be a major innovative center over the next 10 years. And I think that's already happening in academia, and you're beginning to see it happen in biotechs and CROs, and it will continue dramatically as that culture and that innovation grows over the next 10 years.
I'd say number one, you find the right partner. You find a trusted partner. There are, depending on what you're looking for, whether that be discovery services, clinical services, a commercial partner or a development partner, there are literally hundreds of potential partners in China. And, many companies claiming that they can do everything from A to Z. There are very few that actually can. So normally when you're starting that process, it's better to go with a company that you can actually trust, a company that's done it before, a company that's got a great track record, whether that's WuXi, and there are some other strong partners in China that you could work with as well, then it's always best to start there. I think probably the second piece of advice looking in China is it's something very difficult to do from afar. If you're sitting in the US and you think you can manage all of these relationships remotely, then I think you're probably living in an ivory tower, and you shouldn't be surprised when perhaps something doesn't go quite the way that you thought it was going to go. So better, form a team in China. Doesn't have to be a large team, and the more trusted, the more experienced the partner, perhaps the lighter the touch, the lighter the team can be in China. But certainly have at least one person, if not a team, on the ground in China working with your partners.
There are times where we have to understand the issues of cultural trust on both ends. Western perception of trust and Eastern perception of trust. I think we need to have discussions on how we come together as two peoples. And I think in terms of China, we need to understand both the governmental and regulatory climate, and it's in change, but we hope it's still, the slope is changing. So we'd like to see what the outcome is going to be.
I've been doing venture capital deals in China since the mid-1990s, which makes me a fossil. And one of the reasons I keep doing it is because our performance in China has been better than our performance in the US by quite a big margin. Before WuXi Pharmatech went public in, I think it was 2007, you couldn't drag a Western VC kicking and screaming to China. It was impossible. And I think the day after they went public, there was suddenly a rush to book tickets to China. Yeah, so the way I see China opportunities evolving is that there's going to be an emerging innovative sector, and there will be increasing opportunities for investors to invest in truly innovative companies. But I also think that there's some other things, very interesting things going on, just in terms of the business model for healthcare delivery. So one of the areas that I'm looking at, which has nothing to do with drug discovery, is, for example, mobile health. China is a mobile wireless society, unlike the US, which adopted mobile wireless on top of an existing infrastructure, multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure. In China, the entire society is mobile and wireless. So that's going to create a completely different ecosystem for everything from how you do R&D to how you deliver healthcare to local families in the neighborhood. So I think that's an interesting area, and it's one that I'm very excited about. We're spending a lot of time looking at that area for investment opportunities. So overall, I would say China continues to be an exciting story. I think it's going to produce a lot of surprises. It's not just growth. It's going to be a leapfrog society. there are going to be innovations that take place in China that are actually ahead of what's going on in the US. It's just a matter of time.
We're very excited about the growth opportunities in China, in Asia, and other emerging markets, both for R&D and for commercial. And particularly in our research site, we delivered our first ever novel drug candidate into the global portfolio through partnership with WuXi. So we are particularly excited about that major milestone as part of my team's key deliverables last year. We want to keep the long-term perspective and realizing, there could be ups and downs, but the more important thing is to have the long-term commitment. And we have a long-term commitment to the country and also believe in the power of innovation and partnership.